They say I love money penny. Oh, you say, she say, they say you love money penny. So many say they can't love money penny. They can't love money penny, you love enough penny. Well, I what the money can do, what the money can do, what the money can do, what the money can do. Well, I what the money can do, what the money can do, what the money can do, what the money can do. I put my money in the red bank. Before I was buying the money, I left my money in the red bank. Hey, yeah, I never switch it from there. They can't let my style, but I'm money can concentrate them. Hey, yeah, DJ my head, DJ my oh. Ojira na DJ my DJ my head, DJ my oh. Ojira na DJ my head. Nana be a dabuna, nigga you a dabuna. Nigga be a dabuna. You don't get more like you wanna dabuna. Today una pay as you call. Looking for it, looking for it. And see money back here, I can see that to the heart. Looking for it, looking for it. Nana be a dabuna, nigga you a dabuna. Nigga be a dabuna. You don't get more like you wanna dabuna. What the money can do, what the money can do, what the money can do, what the money can do. Well, what the money can do, what the money can do, what the money can do, what the money can do. I can't like my bag, I can't say monkey go up, monkey hard to calm down, monkey calm down, monkey calm down. I didn't even they say you want me calm down, monkey calm down, monkey calm down. Money for head, papa ground, monkey calm down. Yeah. My right, check out my mouth. Yeah. Right. You know I let it slide where you got days. So what you back it up on me? Another way you're whining your pop waist. Don't tease it and making me on me. So smooth when you move to the groove in the truth, baby. Back it up on me. Yeah. I let it slide where you got days. So what you back it up on me? This a girl a whining a time. I move around and she don't have no spine. The next thing, though she find, she have the rest of them a wait in a line. Oh gosh, champagne a pop and we so fast. Weed in a spliff, no allow that. Girl, back it up, make me hold that. This girl's on a level right now. I match to the bass and the trouble right now. Wine for the real, let my crown. Bedroom pulling up in a pop down. Fast, slow, slow. Anyway you want, baby girl, go. Bounce up and down like a pro, go. Girl, you want it, they know, yo. Real from the scene, heavy movement. You and your team, yeah. Them can't intervene, right? You know I know that style where you got bass. So won't you back it up on me? I love the way you're whining your pop waist. Don't tease till it's making me alright. So smooth when you move to the groove, in the truth, baby. Back it up on me, yeah. I love that style where you got bass. So won't you back it up on me?
Back it up on me, telling me that you want me, baby girl, if you loving tonight. Right, baby, I'm in town, know that it's going down. You know that I'm only here for one night. You know what he won't do, really won't do. You know why I probably put that thing upon you. Looking at you, looking like you really want to. There's nothing on this earth, baby girl, I won't do. Girl, cause we turning up. Shots on deck, cause we burning up. Take you back to the telly, throw it up. Take you back to the telly, throw it up, girl. Throw it up. Oh, yeah. Looking at your friends like you don't.
Do you know that maintaining clean and sufficient amount of oil is the perfect solution to preventing too much friction and overheating of your car engine? Remember that dyke particles are deadly to your engines. So too is the use of the wrong kind of oil. Stop using recycled oil products on the market. Sonoco Premium Super Fleet Engine Oil is now in Liberia. The Premium SAE 50, Premium 15W40 for both gasoline and diesel engines. Once there is an engine, Sonoco has the lubricant. You can now change your engine oil after every 3 to 4 months. Since 1886, Sonoco Oil Company is supplying oil to over 85 different countries around the world. With Sonoco products, there is no more damage to your engines. Macintosh Incorporated, a Liberian company located on Weaver Street, AB Talbot Road in Pinsville, is the sole importer and country distributor of Sonoco and other U.S. lubricant brands. Call cell numbers 0880-535-508, 0777-677-633. That's your quality assurance.
It is often said any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. That is why I introduce to you a company with magic, SM Group Incorporated. SM Group Incorporated is an internet technology company that provides the best quality and cheapest internet services, including IT management services, supplies of IT equipment, networking, mobile app and software development, structured cabling, and web design. We also develop POS cash register system for small businesses like mini-mart, supermarket, restaurants, and bar, hotel management software for reservations and online booking. SM Group Incorporated installs biometric systems that include hotel door locks and access control, database, CCTV security, and motion sensor system installation with 24/7 monitoring and cloud backup storage with mini solar backup power system. Coming soon is the SM Group SASE-Net, which will deploy hundreds of Wi-Fi hotspots across the city with high-speed, affordable broadband internet service for less than $100 Liberian. For more information, visit our website at www.smgroupincorporated.net or email us at info@smgroupincorporated.net or call cell numbers 0777-881-881. We are located at the intersection of Kerry and Center Streets in Monrovia. Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency is the name that counts when you talk quality and affordable insurance services. Located in central New Jersey, Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency provides homeowner insurance, commercial and business insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, and a lot more. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to ensure we provide affordable pricing and quality services to our clients. Not only that, we also offer free financial planning consultation, and we are licensed in 20 states across the USA. At Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency, our staff are well trained to handle all your insurance needs. Visit our website on www.pmassinsurance.com or call us on phone number 609-571-3037. That's 609-571-3037. Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency, your low-cost insurance partner.
Do you need a car?
Ready for an upgrade?
Then come to Sika Motors, sole distributors of Toyota vehicles, Mitsubishi vehicles, and Yamaha motorbikes, genuine accessories and spare parts.
You name it, we have it. We have the 2022 brands of Toyota vehicles. Select from our new Toyota Starlight,
Toyota Belter, Toyota Rush.
We've got the best deal in town through our Sika Motors financing schemes with selected banks, EcoBank Liberia and UBA Liberia, starting at the lowest as $500 USD. You won't believe these prices. Come for quality, reliability, and durability. Take a spin and let's make a deal.
Sika Motors on the UN Drive at Sayotown, Bushra Island, or call Sika Motors on +231 775 987 758 or email cmarketing@cfao.com. Sika Motors, drive with confidence.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. and start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the program. Today is the 7th day of September 2022. The time in Monrovia is exactly 10:30 a.m. The time in Delaware is 6:30 a.m. And I'm Henry Pedro Costa, your humble servant, and Boakai Kamara, my co-host, is under the weather, and of course he will not be here with us today. But we're glad to be here. Very glad to be here. Good morning, George.
Good morning, cuz, and good morning to our listener out there. It's good to be here this morning. Myself too, not feeling too well due to the heavy rain yesterday.
I'm sorry. I see you have cold, right?
Yep. But
And you're wearing sweater. The way Liberia, if you're wearing sweater, that means it must really be cold. It really rainy.
Yep. Even this morning, still raining.
Wow. Thank you, George. Thank you for being there, coming on time, braving the storm. And we appreciate that. How's the electricity situation? Because they told us once the rains come and the rains are heavy, the electricity, the hydro would be producing or generating to maximum capacity. Is that really the case, George? Is LEC reliable?
Yes. AC is okay for now.
Until the rains go, right?
Yep.
Yeah. We pray that one day we will not have to rely on the rain in order for us to have, some amount of reliable power. That's very good. So what are people talking about in town, George? What's the what are you hearing?
The latest in town right now is about you, saying it came out yesterday announcing to the public that you'll be running.
Yeah. Well, we thank God that we have been talked about. It's a blessing for which we are deeply humbled. I like the way our people are reacting to this in a very positive way. It's very inspiring, and this is a good thing all around. I want to thank all my people, all of our people, all of you, wherever you are. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your prayers. I want to thank my sisters, my mothers in particular, all the hundreds of thousands of women, young, middle-aged, elderly, all of you, my grandmothers and all of you who love us and support us. You know us very well. You follow us all these years. You know what we stand for. And you know we love you. And so I like that you come out to defend our record whenever people think that they can try to lie on us and say that we don't respect women. Let me say this to you, and of course you do know this. We respect everybody. But those who do wrong to people, who think they can use their position and their power to trample on the rights of ordinary people, and that we should not criticize them or condemn them for their actions just because they're women. I'm sorry, you're mistaken. Just because we aspire to the Senate seat does not mean we're going to stop being who we are. We will not suddenly become timid. We will not suddenly become a sheep. We will remain the lion that we are. We will not lose our voice and our authenticity and our originality and our passionate spirit and fervor the exact same reasons for which you love us and support us, we shall not change because we want to be senator. We shall not change. If you are a good woman, we will talk good about you as we do all the time about good women out there. If you are a bad person, and just because you are a woman does not give you an excuse or does not give you cover or protection or immunity from being discussed. So we will remain the same. I told them yesterday on Spoon Talk that my support for Joe Boakai does not change. That just because I'm running for senator does not mean that I am going to downplay my support for Joseph Boakai. Because my Yuna, even if I became senator and Joe Boakai did not win the presidency, God forbid, how much difference would I be able to make in the Senate with a bad president in the mansion? You know how it is a mansion that influences the legislature. It is where the brown envelopes come from. It is where the bad concessions come from. So unless we have a good president in the mansion, there is absolutely no way a Henry Costa, a Darius DeLong, and all the few good men and women in the Senate would be able to accomplish anything worthy of note. So my primary, for me, the Frenchman say, raison d'être. The raison d'être of my current political advocacy is first and foremost Joseph Boakai becoming president. Because I know we will not have a president who will steal. Joe Boakai does not give a damn about money. I know we will not have a president who will make it about himself, because Joe Boakai does not care about that. For him, it's all about legacy, because he is in the twilight of his life. He's only focused now on legacy. He's always been about that. There is nothing that's going to change about that when he ascends to the presidency. So if you ask me to choose, and I mean this, and you know me, those of you who have followed me all these years, you know what I stand for. I tell you exactly how I feel. It is never about my interest. Because if it were so many decisions that I have made to sacrifice and risk my own life, I would not have made those decisions. But it is never about me. The gift that God has given us has never been about us. And we will never make it about us. So on one hand, it is my own bait to become senator. On the other hand, is Joe Boakai's bait to become president. If you were to ask me right now, Costa, if you had to abandon one of these baits and focus on one because of the people, trust me, I would, with no hesitation, with no pondering, with no say, let me go and think, I would drop my bait like a hot cake and follow Joe Boakai to the mansion. Because when we send the right man to the mansion, that is where real change, fundamental, radical, progressive change can come from. Joe Boakai is no Messiah. He is no Jesus Christ. He's not the second coming of Christ. But at least the modicum of integrity, decency, someone who cares about the people. That is all that I am about. That is all that I am about. It has never been and it shall never be about self for me. So, if my own personal interest stands in the way of the collective good and the interest of the people, I will abandon it right now. Trust me. And just because I have announced that I shall be running for president, you should sit there and think that I'm going to stop talking about my old man running for president. I mean, I'm running for senator. Sit there and think that I will not be focused on Joe Boakai's bait. You know, yesterday he sent me a message. Apparently, somebody had told him what I said on Spoon Talk. That I put more faith and more stock in his bid for president than my bid for senator. Because he would do greater, much greater for the country than I would be able to do from the Senate. And when he's president, I would be able to do much more in the Senate because he means well. He loves the country. And he will not be concerned about himself, only the country, as he's done throughout his public service life. So he must have heard that. Somebody must have told him that. So he sent me a message and said, Henry, he said, hi, Henry. Thank you for believing in me. Those were his words. I said, Uncle Joe, you are welcome. We need to talk tomorrow. He said, okay. He must have been touched by those words. And I meant those words. For us, service is service. It's not about us. You know what we've done on this platform all these years. That's why you love us. That's why you believe in us so much. Who am I? What am I? There's nothing special about me. But why do you love me so? Oh, you good people. Why do you love me so? It is because of what we stand for. Not how we look or the way we sound. It is because what we stand for is what resonates with you. You want better for your country. I tell people all the time when they say, oh, Henry Costa, the people love you. Yes, the people who love me love their country. That's why they love me. It is not about me. It is about the country. This country can do so much better. So much more. Yesterday, they asked me, what is one of your agenda? You think I don't have a plan for when to go to the Senate? You think I just want to go there because I want to become a senator to pave the way for my future political endeavors? You are mistaken. I want to go there because I think there's much we can do there. Healthcare, for example. I have a proposal. The National Healthcare Reform Act. We shall levy sin taxes on tobacco products, alcoholic beverages, and gambling, and generate millions and millions of dollars to be put into an escrow account from which we can use, or the National Healthcare the National Healthcare Reform Fund. That's how we're going to call it. And with that money, we can bring the finest doctors on a contract from Cuba or from India, cardiologists, neurologists, epidemiologists, all these specialist doctors. We can bring them from all over the world. We can provide housing, compensation, and procure state-of-the-art medical equipment and instruments for them to be able to perform the same world-class medical procedures that anybody anywhere in the world can get. So that our people, so that Mamere for Jopentown or Omed Tokpa from Bonoswe Town can come to Monrovia or go to Nimba Tapata Hospital and receive a medical procedure that he would otherwise have to travel abroad to receive, right there in the country. And guess what? Mamere or Omed Tokpa would not have to pay a cent for that. Because you know why? Every time John Brown drinks a bottle of beer, he pays a few cents that goes into that account. Those few cents going into that account is used, they're used to pay that specialist doctor from India or from Cuba. And then we take our own general practitioners, medical doctors, who are not specialized, but who have tremendous potential. We send them abroad to Cuba, to India, to America, to specialize 3, 4, 5 years. And when they come back, while the foreign doctors are performing these procedures in our country, when Mamere, you have a better chance, or you imagine going to the hospital when you need a surgery. Maybe you need a surgery, they have to open your head to do a procedure to extract or remove a tumor. You can get it done by the best doctors for absolutely free. You know why it's going to be free? Because it's already paid for. by those who buy beer or those who buy wine or those who smoke cigarettes or those who smoke cigars. They've already paid for it. So people can go to hospital and get seen by a specialist doctor from India or from Cuba without paying a cent. But when somebody has malaria, they will pay. But you requiring a brain surgery, you will not have to pay because all of us have paid. It's a collective pool. Every time you drink, you know that this drinking I'm drinking, a few cents will go into an account to pay an Indian doctor, to pay a doctor from Cuba, so that when Mom Mary gets sick and Mom Mary needs a very, 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 very difficult procedure that otherwise would not be provided in Liberia, the few cents on this beer that I'm drinking will go into that account and it will pay for that. I call that the National Healthcare Reform Act. What do you need? You need to fix the healthcare system. You need two things. You need the trained medical staff and you need the equipment that they need to operate. That's it. Once you have those things, you can perform any kind of surgery, any kind of procedure in your country. You will no longer have a situation where people are getting wrongly diagnosed because the doctors don't have the right equipment. You will no longer have a situation where people are getting treated for the wrong thing, and because they were wrongly diagnosed and they're not getting well, they're not responding to treatment because what they've been treated for is not really what's wrong with them. Many of you can bear witness. Many of you. So many people you know have been wrongly diagnosed with conditions that they do not suffer from. And when they finally came to America or went to Ghana or India, they were told that whatever they were diagnosed with in Liberia, whatever they were being treated for in Liberia, is not what was wrong with them. It is because our medical practitioners are not equipped and trained enough to be able to do that. Imagine that. Do you know how many people in America, in Europe, and Asia, and other parts of the world who have retired, who would like to move back home, but they've got medical conditions that cannot be treated in Liberia. And because of that, they cannot risk going to Liberia where they would die, most certainly die. So having the finest doctors being paid by taxes levied on tobacco products, alcoholic beverages, and gambling. It's called sin tax, S-I-N, sin tax. It's all over the world. It's here in America to pay for those services so that people can receive them. So then in 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years, when our doctors who we sent abroad to go to the exact same schools that we brought those specialist doctors from to take care of our people, when they have been trained and they have acquired the requisite skills, then the foreign doctors would exit and our own doctors would not come back, but they will come back different. They will come back specialist doctors. They will come back trained cardiologists. They will come back trained neurosurgeons. They will come back trained epidemiologists. They will come back trained oncologists. They will come back trained gynecologists. They will come back trained pediatricians. You name it. And what paid for that? Every single time you buy a bottle of beer, every single time you smoke a cigar or a cigarette, that's what pays for that. Every single time you go to a casino in Liberia, you gamble, that's what pays for that. And before you know it, now when somebody falls sick, the families will never have to go and sell their land or raise money all over the place just to send them to Ghana or to send them to India. And oftentimes, before you raise that money, that person's condition has worsened. And by the time they get to Ghana, they will die. Or by the time they get to India, they will die. How many of us can afford to send our family members to Ghana, India, America, and other parts of the world when they get sick? Most of us cannot afford to do that. So we can fix the system. It takes innovation. And no senator in the Senate would tell me that he cannot vote for such a bill because it would benefit himself, it would benefit his family members, and besides, it would not be additional financial strain on the country's budget. It would not be, because it is not the budget that's going to finance that particular plan. It is going to be the people who smoke cigarettes, cigars, who drink alcoholic beverages, and the people who gamble. They're the ones who are going to pay for it, but they're not even going to feel it because it's just going to be a few cents. A few cents on a bottle of beer, a few cents on a pack of cigarettes, a few cents on your winnings at a casino or your lottery tickets, just a few cents. But when you put them together, it's going to be millions and millions and millions of dollars. We've got ideas, my friends. We've got ideas. One of the things we want to do through the legislature, we got to fix the land crisis in the country. We will seek to have a law passed so that we fix it. How do we fix it? We use technology. We set up a digital land registration system where every parcel of land you buy, that land, all the land deeds will be digitally recorded, uploaded to a system, to a website with the best sophisticated softwares or what you call it to protect it. That database. Every parcel of land, every land deed will have a digital registration number. If John Brown wants to sell a piece of land to Paul in Japan, Paul is a Liberian, he lives in Japan, he wants to buy a piece of land. And John Brown says, oh, I've got a land. He will ask him, send me your land, your digital registration number. That's all he needs. And John Brown sends Paul the digital registration number for his land. John Brown goes to the land website, to the website for the digital registration website for all lands in the country. What does he do? He only inputs or he only inserts, he puts in John Brown's land digital registration number, and that it will pull up and it will tell that man all the way in Japan whether John Brown is actually the owner of the land, who John Brown bought the land from. It will show the deed. And guess what? Because it has a unique number, each land deed has a unique number that cannot be changed, that can only be transferred from John Brown to Paul. It will even show the history of the land, who John Brown bought the land from, and that person who bought the land before John Brown bought it from him. It will show a history so that you can understand. So that way, if somebody wants to go and sell somebody's land to somebody, you're going to say, well, give me the land registration number. I'm going to put it in the system. I'm going to put it in the system. I put it in the system. The system tells me who owns the land. It tells me the history of the land. It will give me a whole digital map of the land. I could even find all the neighbors around me. You can do that. You can build such a system to fix the land crisis in the country. You can do that. That is one thing I want to do there, working with my colleagues in the Senate. We can do that. So nobody would now be able to sell somebody else's land, because guess what? I would only ask you to send me your land digital registration number and put it in the system. And it will tell me exactly who owns the land. It will tell me. Because the database, they will have uploaded all the land, all the different parcels of land. They would have updated it to the system. And you can stay anywhere in the world and put it in the system. And it will tell you exactly who owns that land, who bought it from who the surveyor was, and everything. And when I buy the land, you know why it would be impossible for somebody else to sell somebody else's land? Here is why. Because the moment John Brown transfers that land ownership to me, the system will be updated. We will go back to the system and it will be recorded that the land, the deed was made, that new deed that was made out to me in my name would now be recorded in the system, and the system will show that I now own that land. So John Brown will not be able to go back to sell that same land, because guess what? The system was updated to reflect new ownership of the land. So every time, so now if Henry Costa, who has now bought the land from John Brown, wants to sell the land, Henry Costa only needs to give that land registration number to somebody else who would put it in the system, and the system will reflect that the land was bought from John Brown by Henry Costa 2 months ago, and it is now owned by Henry Costa. So there's no way John Brown can still sell the land, because John Brown has transferred ownership of the land to me, because it is in the system. That's how we can fix the thing. That's how we can fix the land crisis in the country, through digitizing the system, digitization of the system. Technology. I'm big on technology. We can use technology to fix so many things. We can use technology to minimize corruption, to minimize human interaction in government services. You want to get a passport? You should be able to go online. If you've already gotten a passport in the past, you don't need to go to the passport office. You should be able to go online, fill out the form and everything, and just go in and get your picture taken, and you have your passport. We should be able to do all of these things digitally, improve the system, make it efficient, effective, and minimize theft, and ramp up government revenue collection, with which we will be able to invest in more services, social services, and all of that. Education, how do you fix it? We ensure that we increase our spending in education, increase spending to attract better teachers to the classroom. $400-500 per teacher. For $400-500, lots of people who would currently not find education or teaching attractive, they would be able to find it attractive if they can make $400-500 a month teaching. It's not quite a lot, but compared to what it is now, it's a good start. Why should Liberian medical doctors be paid $1,500 a month, $1,500, when assistant ministers and deputy ministers and lawmakers make so much freaking money? We would ensure that a medical doctor is paid, who works at a government hospital, is paid the same salary a deputy minister makes, and the same amenities and privileges a deputy minister receives and enjoys. A medical doctor should be able to get those benefits. A medical doctor should not be catching a cab to go to work. He should have a car assigned to him by the government. If we can afford to pay the deputy ministers and assistant ministers that much, we should pay medical doctors and nurses better. Because when we do, we would now be able to hold them to higher standards, to demand of them professionalism and better ethics. These are some of the ideas that we have, that we can push, that we will fight for in the legislature. And by God's power, when we get there with Joe Bwaka in the mansion, we should be able to work with our colleagues and the Delon and the other good folks in the legislature to make this happen. That's all that we want to do. Be of service to our people. We're going to go to the phone lines now and take some calls. We've got lots of plans. Oh, this big head of mine, it's got lots of ideas in it. Lots and lots of ideas in this big head of mine. We will also push an agenda called the Buy Liberian Act to promote and empower Liberian entrepreneurs and Liberian business people. If you are a Liberian businessman and the government is putting out bids, contracts each year, we put out contracts to the tune of over $150 million. The procurement of petroleum products for government vehicles, the procurement of stationary materials, lots and lots, $150 million minimum, $150 million. We give those contracts, construction contracts, all kinds of contracts. We give those contracts mostly to foreign people. Under the Buy Liberian Act, it would be law that if and when a Liberian company can provide these services, whether they're construction services, whether they're supply of stationary materials, or the provision or supply of IT services, those Liberian companies must be given preferential treatment over a foreign company. So that way, you would empower these Liberians, and the millions and millions of dollars that you award to foreigners each year, which leaves the country, would stay in the country, and they would be good for the economy. One of the things we're going to do in the legislature is to push a bill where we put restrictions in place in terms of how much money you can, as a foreign business person doing business in our country, how much money you can take out of the country. If you are a foreigner doing business in our country and you make millions and millions of dollars each year in profits, and when you make your profits and you repatriate all your profits to your bank accounts in Lebanon or in India or in Japan, We want to ensure that you cannot do that. It is your money, but that money has to stay in our country. If you want to send that money abroad, you will pay a hefty fee. Ghana does it, other countries do it. That is how you check financial outflows, capital flight. You must control it. We will put systems in place. It's called export proceeds or proceeds surrender. You will surrender a portion of what you make as profit to our local banks so that we can bolster and grow the balance sheets of our local banks so that we can enhance liquidity in the country, because with more money in the banks will lend more, and the monies that will lend to business people would create better economic opportunities, will create more jobs in the country. And that's why we will not let you make $10 million in profits and you export and you repatriate all the $10 million. We will not do that. You make $10 million in profit, we will ensure that you keep $5 million. 50% of everything you earn in profits, you shall keep in our local banks. It is your money, but sorry, you will not take it out because you made that money in our country. And as such, that money is equally our money. So you will keep your profits in our banks. When the banks have more money, the banks will lend more money. When the banks lend more money, more businesses, more opportunities will grow. They say money is like manure. When you sprinkle it, what happens? Things grow. Opportunities come about. People benefit. We have ideas. You come to Liberia, you make $100 million a year in profit. It's called export proceeds. We're going to ensure that you will surrender $50 million of your profits to our local banks. You will surrender your money to our local banks. And somebody would ask me, how will you monitor such a thing? It's very simple. A Lebanese man owns a business. Every single time he wires money out of the country, the CBL has to approve those wires. Guess what? Every time a wire transfer is made, it's reviewed. So guess what? When you are making the wire transfer and you state the purpose of that wire transfer, if that money is not going to a vendor or to a supplier that supplies you goods to restock your inventory, if that money is not going to that supplier and you're wiring money to your personal bank account, sorry, you're not going to be allowed to transfer all that money, or you're going to pay a hefty fee. You will surrender 50% of your profits to our local banks. Imagine our banks with hundreds of millions of dollars sitting now in the various banks in the country. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Imagine what those banks will do. Those banks will lend more money. Those banks, more opportunities of being in the country. One of the biggest problems we have in the country is access to capital. The reason why many Liberian businesses fail is because access to capital is very, very, very difficult. It's very limited, and access to capital and capital is very expensive. You cannot do long-term investment with short-term money. The banks lend you money for a short turnaround period, you will fail. In this country, America, you take out an auto loan or a mortgage, it can take you have 30 years to pay a mortgage, or an auto loan, you have 5-6 years to pay on that vehicle. We need to be able to do that in the country. How do you do that? You ensure that we increase liquidity in the country by having these foreign business people surrender a significant chunk of what they make to our local banks, so that the banks are bolstered, liquidity is enhanced, access to capital is improved, and capital can become cheaper, because when capital is too expensive, it undermines, it sets you up for failure. Interest rate will drop. Capital will be cheaper, it will be more accessible, businesses will grow. So we will put a bill on the floor to have the likes of ArcelorMittal, the likes of APM terminals, the likes of, you name it, gold and beryllium, to surrender 50% of their profits to our local banks. We will do that. Export proceeds surrender. Export proceeds surrender. Surrender some of the money you make to our local banks, so that our people can have access to those monies that you made in our country, so that they can grow their own businesses, develop themselves. We will do that. Who's going to be against such an idea? Who is going to be in his sound mind against such brilliant ideas that will help grow the Liberian economy, economically empower people? Let's go to the lines and take. Fires 2 and all. they will surrender a portion of their profits to our local banks. George, let's go to the phone lines and take some calls there.
Okay.
Lots of ideas.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Costa. Good morning to our diaspora listeners. My name is Noah Zawu Gibson. Pedro.
Yes, my brother.
I want to apologize to you yesterday by not calling to celebrate that pronouncement because you know my job right now, my new portfolio, our base is somewhere.
Yeah.
But let me say this in a public manner, unapologetically, that I endorse that pronouncement with my whole heart, with my sweat, my blood, my body, and consider me your campaign spokesman in Monserrato. And I want you to accept that now. Consider me your campaign spokesperson in Monserrato for that.
You are appointed. You have been appointed. No,
I don't need your permission to start executing my work. I started last night on my show on Shatter FM, the road to 2023. I started already. And I can tell you, you will beginning to see me on Facebook campaigning. So let me conclude on this note. You see what you outlining? These are things that we want. These are people we want over there, not people who will come and be using taxpayer money to either they are philanthropists. And thank you for dealing with Mariah last night on Phone Talk. Last night was one of your best appearances. And don't be apologetic for anything you said there. I will join you to castrate anybody intellectually that will come against this train that will be moving come next year. Thank you.
Thank you, brother Noah Zawu Gibson. You are appreciated, my dear brother, and consider yourself the spokesman for the campaign. Brother Noah Zawu Gibson. George, let's take more calls there. Let's take more calls. The man said intellectually castrate. I like that.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes. Good morning, leader. This is a religious advisor to the Costa Show.
Morning, my dear brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Very smart man, and some people got gift. God has given you wisdom, and you have the spirit of willingness to learn, and that is why you are propounding this way. When we have such a senator in the house, will we not be proud? We will. But let me tell you, when you produce a Bobo senator, it embarrasses you who voted for him. That's the kind of thing that happened. Let me say this. I've noticed this morning, every opinion poll that has been conducted, for Iron Factory, the way women responded this morning, looking down, Nukuta, all over the place. And then I was so shocked. Look, God has a time for everybody. Dana, it is not you. I said it and I'm saying it again. There are women who are on their knees and making sure that you go to the Senate. God will not let us down. Honestly, thank you for affording me the time.
Okay,
thank you, my dear brother. I'm humbled. They said they did more opinion polls this morning, and we won them by very wide margins. It's just humbling. George, let's take more calls then.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
We can hear you, my brother.
Morning, my brother.
Yeah, my name is Jake Piper. I'm from Balance Kaba. Yes, I want to say hi. Good morning, Dilo.
Morning, my brother.
Yeah, this morning I wake up. I'm satisfied and satisfied. And all the fact this morning hearing such a great news that our leader of big contestant is coming to the story. Even this contact when I hosted our COP meeting, I was in the meeting. They were also happy to hear such a news. And since this morning, I've been receiving some of course messages from my base in the balance this bill. That hearing such a great news coming from our leader. So also I want to say, leader, we got your back. We are the full soldier. We get to spread the message across Monserrato campaign and trust us. And trust the COP medicine. We are just to put your agenda across Monserrato campaign. So I want to say to us, we are there.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you so much. Let's take more calls there. You're listening to the Costa Show this morning. We're glad to be here as usual. We thank God for the gift of life. We're on course We're on coast. Liberia, the Liberian people deserve better. And we avail ourselves, prepared, ably prepared to serve you, to make our country do well. Why should Liberian business people be struggling to access capital?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. We hear you.
Good morning.
Yeah. Joseph Tuale, Bolsonaro Chair, Unity Party Intellectual Response Bureau, and according from District 2. Well, Petro want to tell you thank you. When we you with District 2, let us allow for Fana, I mean, all we are gearing up to organize of massive campaign. You know, as I'm speaking, we are trying to print our own t-shirts that having Costa 2023, the government, our honorable Yeke Koruba declared campaign open in battle the go time. And so we are going about it because it's 2021. So we are again running campaign. So we are not waiting for any election commission to give us go ahead before we start our campaign. We are starting our campaign. JMB 2023, Henry Costa 2023 from Montserrat County. We are gearing up to do everything. We just need to get the team to be connected to, we want to get connected to the team that will be heading the campaign. And so we can start our individual, our who-to-who campaign and other places that we use so that we need to go to. We did it for Genome and we are going to do it for you. Thank you. Look, last year I wanted to deal with Sajida. Sajida is one of the corrupt person in that house there, but people thought Sajida is for him the children. These guys are taking money from us. But when Sajida started building in the property, because of their corruption, how you will get the whole country money, then you say you are him or children giving people that strategy. We are not going to consume it. We know exactly when the guys are off for. So we are going to take you to the Senate, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you so much. God bless you. Let's take more calls there. You're listening to the Costa Show. Today is the 7th day of September 2022. The time is 11 minutes past 11 o'clock in Liberia and 11 minutes past 7 o'clock in the United States, specifically the East Coast of the United States. Let's take more calls there, George.
Yep.
Let's hear our people. Let's hear from our people.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good morning.
Yep.
Good morning, Henry Costa. This is Andrew, member of the Unity Party Intellectual Research Group for Soap Clinic, the show number 4. Henry Costa, we are in gear and we are ready for this campaign. We are already doing our groundwork as for us in Soap Clinic here. We're putting ourselves together to prepare for your coming, and we are happy enough to receive you. I think when you listen to the opinion pool, the real pool this morning of Royal Radio Station, we are getting there. Because you want almost all the pools this morning. But one thing last night I wanted to call all the phone talk, but no one will get through. Dr. Joseph told us that when someone having to lose the election, you're not coming to run. But nobody asking that question. The people not asking that question.
I don't mind. I don't mind the man. We'll beat the man. The man owns a construction company that was given a government contract. That was given a government contract, which is it is against the law. I have the contract right here. This contract was awarded to him. This contract for the provision of local civil works, construction of a laboratory complex at the Carisburg site of the LMHRA located at Carisburg. This is the contract. The contract that I talked about is made and entered into on the first day of July AD 2020 between the Liberia Medicine and Health Product Regulatory Authority, represented by the Managing Director, Keturah C. Smith of the city of Monrovia, Montserrat, Republic of Liberia, and Overseers Development National Group of Companies. That is the name of Sir Joseph's company. And guess what? That is the name of Sir Joseph's company. And Sir Joseph is denying that he owns this company. He owns the company. And the contract, this is the value of the contract. They gave him a contract to build a lab for this government entity, a lab. And the contract value, I'm going to call the contract value for you. The contract value Let me give you the contract value. The total amount of okay, this is the contract value. $1,560,346.24. $1.560 million. So it's over $1.5 million. This is the contract that was awarded to Sir Joseph to build that laboratory complex at Carisburg. And he lied that the company belongs to him. Let's go and take some calls.
Okay. Yep.
Good morning, Henry. Good morning, George.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, this is Peter Cito. This is Peter Cito Jr. call from Minneapolis. I'm glad this morning my leader is up in his sound mind, and I want to thank God for the grace upon your life. I just want to speak to the issue of Senator Adam Snow. Since Henry Costa pronounced his candidacy for Senate seat, they will not sleep until they will be swimming in their own urine every night. The team on the show, you call on the spoon talk, spewing out the normal weak policy of politicking, and he want to use everything it takes. When does he have a base in Maserado? Just all over the place. Oh, got news for them. They will not rest because the pronouncement, even giving somebody a heart attack, and that's how we're going to be until we see Henry in the Senate. I want to thank you. Keep on the spirit. We're praying for you. The Liberian women love you. As you're hearing this morning of all the polls that are putting, the Liberian women will prove to the detractors that you are a good human being. You deserve to lead our country, and your future is so bright. That's why the demon from the pit of hell trying to silence, and if they can make it, go Henry. The world is watching you. You're the light to Liberians, to our generation. Thank you.
Okay, my brother.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very, very much. Let's take some more calls. We'll have a guest in 15 minutes. Take 10 minutes.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Josh.
Yeah, good morning.
Well, good morning to Costa as well.
Good morning, my brother.
Calling from Johnson Street. I mean, it's Kemoka.
Well,
you know, yesterday, like I said, you know, I actually appreciate you, you know, for aiming high, you know. You know, as man, you gotta think above the bill, not below the bill. So, you know, I actually gave you a thumbs up yesterday for your ambition, you know. I got at you if you go in the Senate, I think we'll have a trusted team, you know. But to be honest with you, like, bro, actually need a radical mind, you know. So, you know, we actually in a critical situation, so we need a drastic team, you know, drastic situation for a drastic measure, you know.
Precisely.
So that's why we need someone that will be radical, brutal, and decisive, you know. If anybody who possess that type of quality, that is the type of leader that we need in the country now. We don't need somebody who is very timid, you know, cheating the government. We need somebody who will help the citizens. And pertaining your bill, because I think the bill is actually good, but with your police supported, that's a problem, you know. So thank for the time, Josh.
Okay, my brother.
Thank you, my dear brother. You are right. We need radical progressive ideas.
To my hero, Henry Pedro Costa. Look, Costa, thank you last night. Look, after Mariah Yakula came up last night, look, my wife was so bad. She used all the children's cell phone and the call, but the call couldn't go to define about you. My wife there, the kind of expression that Costa has been doing for people, that people even are. I remember Costa that morning that you're distributing, you and I will in Johnson Road, that you pour flour on all floor. I went all this in her last night. She said, I want to tell them, let them listen to it. Costa is now against women. All those people over there and say Costa against women, she's lying. Because she said the only reason why she's doing that is if Costa was going to pledge his support for coming, she was going to be running campaign for coming. Because Costa is not pledging support for coming, and why she's saying all that thing, but we will not listen to it. So I want to say, can't be that I listen for 90 years. And it's even further to say here that all other things, nothing what I want to see. But Costa this morning, even morning, Red Power FM, the opinion put that went there, you want. After our own radio station, you want everything. So they just get on and they know. When every snow they come out to say something that I will not believe it. Every snow that never break a mouth of somebody. You always wonder for his very self. So these are the kind of politicians that we go there to be. So we're not even let out what I'm going to want to tell you about it. Then when Costa, God will bless you, and God will continue to bless you, and God will continue to bless the whole family. Come on, God will continue to bless you. Particularly for you. We want no money, but we want somebody that will go in our house, that will talk for us, that ultimately to come, that job will flow. We don't have to work for government or go to come along because we don't have to pay. And everything is all right. We go to hospital, we got our medicine. We lay one, two, people come and buy the money. We pray for you, and then we change that democracy.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you,
DJ Lomé, thank you, my dear brother. Thank you so much. I will say this, DJ Lomé.
Good morning, Josh. Let me say good morning to our leader, our hero, and the real incoming senator of Montserrat County. Good morning, leader.
Good morning to you, Stephen Bernard.
Yeah, thank you for the recognition this morning, leader. My name is Stephen S. Bonham. I'm calling from Johnsonville. Look, leader, some of us, we have no doubt we know you're going to win the Senate. And we know what you can do. And only people who don't know what good for the country will be putting up asking for what you're going to do to the Senate. You want the system to work, leader. When the system works, even if you are not there, it works for everybody, and then it works for the incoming generation. You know, we're not going to be settling for people bringing buses and they telling us when the bus finish, then it's finished. No, we don't want that. We need a system to work for everybody. Leader, the system is breaking down, and we need people like you to go to the Senate to set the system up, and then we put you in a line and make you the president of the country. And leader, the country yesterday, then our staff is still going to show. And there and we do campaign cheers for the Jersey and the campaign are already starting our campaign. The election commission will control the power. We're not going to sit back and allow anybody to see our glory and see our victory. The election commission will put that thing order. We will follow the law. We will make sure we campaign now until we can make the senator to show this journey.
All right, Stephen, thank you. George, hold on. Let me say something quickly before we take more calls. DJ Lomé, one thing I like about my man, he, like most of our people, he has a very powerful retentive memory. DJ Lomé remembers things from way back. You know, he talked about that the old lady from Camp Johnson Road. George, do you remember the old lady from Camp Johnson Road?
Yes.
What do you remember about her?
The flower.
Thank you. So one day, this old lady called from Camp Johnson Road on the show. She called into the show and she said that she makes donuts to sell. Oh my God, I'm salivating for some of that Liberian donuts. Oh, I want some so bad, but I know someone here who can make the best donuts too. So the old lady said she makes donuts to sell. She called into the show that morning. Yeah. And she said, but she does not have the money to buy the donuts. To buy the flour, the baking flour. So she would go to the store and take the flour on credit and the oil on credit. And she goes and she makes the donuts. When she sells the donuts, then she takes out her profit and then take the flour money back and the oil money back to the store. Amen. When I listened to that old man out there, I said, Ducky, you made a bag of flour? And guess what? You'll be thinking that this is the only person. That this is unique to her. But there are many people who do that. And we said, no. We can't have the old man going and be buying. Yes, you're right. Boy, my colleague, you're right. Wellington Holder makes the best donuts. Oh, that man can make good donuts. I love the donuts. So we said, no. We're not going to let the old man be doing sepe. What did we do, George? We raised, what, 150 or whatever? If I would raise way more money than she needed. And we bought that old man flour, money enough to buy several bags of flour and several gallons of oil. And we gave that old man that money. There was another old man. She called into the show one morning and said she had been running behind the government for her late husband's pension benefits, and they would not give it to her. And I asked the old man that day, how much do they owe you? She said, every time I go to Monrovia, they will drill me. I will go back, and they can't give me the money. She said it was just a few thousand Liberian dollars. I think 5,000-6,000 Liberian dollars. That's what they were owing her. I said, hey, man. That day, we took to the show. We raised over 100. We said to her, when we raise money for you, we want you to do business with it so that you will not even rely on that little money that they don't even pay you on time. We raised over 200,000 Liberian dollars for that old lady. And guess what? What happened, and George, after we raised that money for that old man? What happened? Do you recall?
Yeah, she said she want to do co-business.
Yeah, she did a co-business, but what else happened? Who else got involved? The BBC interviewed her. You remember? Do you remember? The BBC interviewed her. Jonathan Pelele had heard the old man on our show. We raised over 200,000 Liberian dollars for that old man. And the BBC put her on BBC. It's right there. Just Google it. They put her on the BBC from the Costa Show. God has used us to do so many things for so many people. There was another time, there was a back to school. We did a back to school fundraiser. We raised over 500,000 Liberian dollars. People used to line up at our radio station for book bags or backpacks, as they call them in America, copybooks, pencils, pens, erasers, sharpeners. Yeah, we did a back to school. Yeah, over 500,000 Liberian dollars we raised from our friends. And people used to come, mostly women used to come, and we would give them those things for their kids. God has used us to do so much for our people, so much. We've raised money for tons of people to go abroad for medical treatment. Do you know one of the things, do you know the singular thing that informed and inspired this vision that I have to reform the healthcare sector so that we can bring specialist doctors from abroad to Liberia to provide people the best healthcare services that they need, that they would get, that they would not otherwise receive in the country, except they went abroad? It is because of, over the years, the number of people who have come to us to raise money for them to go abroad for treatment. Oftentimes, we've raised money for people who would go, and in the end, they would die because they left at a stage when their condition had already deteriorated to the point where they could not recover from it. So we can change that. We can change that through a policy that works for everybody, not for a few people, but for everybody. So when you say we don't like women or we don't respect women, you are wrong. Our people know. Justina Taylor. Justina Taylor is an ANC woman. And I knew that even when I risked my life and my business to fight for Justina Taylor. When I received that call that Justina Taylor had been found and she had been dropped off at a police station, and that call, and I told the person on the other end of the line, please take her to the nearest hospital. They took her to, what's the hospital's name? They took her to SOS. SOS said they didn't have a trauma center, they couldn't treat her. I said, please take her to Catholic. They took her to Catholic. I drove from my house to Catholic Hospital, and I went there, and I made $100 deposit. I was wearing short pants because I was in for the night. I was in for the night. I wasn't getting out. All my bodyguards had left. I said, it is risky for me to get in this car and drive by myself. But what choice did I have? I said, it's risky. It's late at night. It was after 8 p.m. My bodyguards had left. All those threats against my life all the time in the street. But I said to myself, I'm not going to, because of my own comfort and my own safety, somebody needs me. Justina Taylor needs me. I left. I put my wallet in my pocket. Luckily, I had some cash. I drove to Catholic Hospital by myself, late night. And I went there and I told the doctors, I'm here to admit this woman. And do not let anybody else transfer her but me, without my consent. And I made the first $100 deposit. You know how it is in hospitals in Liberia. You've got to put money down before they let you leave. You've got to do that. And I put the money down, $100. And I told them, do not let anybody take Justina Taylor out of this hospital without my consent. And I called Justina's daughter. And I said, we have found your mother. Come to the hospital. She is here. And don't let anybody take her. And the girl came and I left. The taxi driver who drove Justina to the hospital, I gave him $20 US. I said, thank you very much for bringing her. The rest is history. We didn't stop there. We used our influence and our instrumentality to get Justina to the United States. We put her in touch with the American government. And that is why Justina is here in America today, thanks to our people in the COP. So when you say we don't like women and we disrespect women, go tell those women, go tell that old lady who we raised over $200,000 Liberian for to start her live fire coal business. Go tell the old lady on Camp Johnson Road who we bought several bags and several gallons of flour for and oil to start her to continue her donor business, completely independent. We're all having to go buy or go take the thing on self-pay or on credit. Go tell Clara Bobo, the young lady from UBA, who needed a brain surgery, and we raised $18,000 US for Clara Bobo to go to China to do a brain surgery. Go tell her that we don't respect women and we don't value women. See whether they will listen to you. It is not true. Tell our sisters in Oman who were trafficked, sold into bondage, been abused and exploited, that we've raised money for, that I, as chairman of COP, approved thousands of dollars to be disbursed from our account to procure clean tickets for them to bring them back home. Go tell them that we don't respect women. Go tell my princess, Martina Konate, who I am so proud of and so pleased in. Go tell her who we've promoted because she deserves it and because she's a patriot. Go tell all my sisters that we don't love women and we don't respect women. You all right? See whether they will listen to you. John, let's go back and take some more calls. See whether they will listen to you.
Okay. Good morning.
Hello, Bob. How you doing?
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, this is Tina Jones calling from Mount Barkley.
Welcome.
Hey, Kusa, what's up? What's up, D-Man?
Hey, D-Man, what's up, my brother? How's the family?
My man, we got no number for you, man. My wife and my children, they want to hear from you. We lay down there now on Spoon Talk.
Okay, my brother. I will, George, do you see my man D-Man number?
Yeah, we need that number. Call tonight. We want to talk to you. We got our boys. Everybody
take a picture of the display and send me the picture of my man's number. I will call him.
Okay, bro.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, my brother D-Man. That's my brother there. We used to live together in Stephen A. Tower Estate, FB32. Yes, way back. D-Man, Zena Jones, hard-working family, hard-working guy.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, boy, and good morning to the next senator of the country, Leader Heaven. You know, I said this morning, it's comfortably to wear. And now let us be to let us become effective. So let me say this quickly. Before the critical justice, our women, the father chair of this campaign team, is away now before we can pursue. So quickly, I don't want to go into deep without this one. I got regular, I got everything. Even the one someone in the United States, he was taking the airport. Like a G, but like to come through and start with students. So they get access all of the information that you connected to you. So James Arthur and the campus communication. Now you are like now. Yeah. Do that. I don't know sure I was saying this job. Some of them won't get deny a license. It is happening.
Another champion that let me take someone. Yeah.
Momo, thank you. We've got to take some more calls. We're enjoying it this morning, but we got to take as many as possible.
Good morning to Leader Henry Costa. This is Chris B. Sano, calling condition number 15. As he called this morning in my capacity as the national chairman of the Youth for Henry Costa, looking for short. You know, we're not about to call yesterday, but this morning we called to appreciate the leader a lot. And we are with him in the process Men are gearing up. People of that Montserrat County, to be specific, are gearing up to making the next senator of Montserrat County, and we are working on all necessary modalities to overwhelmingly welcome him in the country and Montserrat County as he comes December. So we appreciate you a lot. Thank you very much, and we pray to continue working together that will bring the dream and aspiration of our leader into reality. Thank you very much.
Okay, my brother. I'll go back here. Good morning.
Morning, George.
Morning.
Good morning to you. My name is Alhaji Abdullah.
Good morning, my brother.
I want to know something as a village student in land digitalization. I want to know as a village student, what if a child is being born and then his father registered, on a particular deed, and then he has a foster mother, and then a foster mother decides to sell the land behind the child. How do you think it will look like if that digitalization does not come into play before that particular enrichment of the land has been made? I'm eager to know that. Thank you.
That's a good question. Alhaji, thank you. So some people buy properties in the names of their children, right? A lot of people do that. In fact, I believe I own a piece of property right next to the German embassy compound, right there, a small piece of land, undeveloped, right? I don't have anything on it. And I bought that land in my son's name, Henry Costa Jr. I believe that's who I bought the land in his name. I leased the land anyway. I leased it. So, for example, if that land is recorded in the system, and that particular deed is recorded in the system, and it shows that it was bought in Henry Costa Jr.'s name, what does that mean? It means that he owns the land, so only he can sell the land. But if he is a minor, I'm pretty sure, like we do in Liberia, you can buy a land in your child's name, but you can sell that land. But because the land is in the child's name, the child will have to be involved in some way, or the parents can have power of attorney to sell the land. But if once the child becomes of age, now nobody else can sell that land. Even if you bought it in the child's name and you bought it, it's in the child's name, it is the child that owns the land. So I don't think that changes anything from the way things are done. When you buy a piece of property in somebody's name, in your child's name, it is the child that owns that property. I'm sorry, that's the way it is because you bought it in the child's name. So, in a case where the child has a stepmother or a stepfather, that property still belongs to the child, and except they have, legal guardianship or power of attorney to be able to execute any kind of transaction for that child. Otherwise, nobody to risk buying that property from somebody who does not have the authority to sell it. Let's go back to the lines and take some more calls then.
Okay, 0770102. I'll go back. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, brother.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. We can hear you.
Morning.
Yeah, but my man, when I appear as if they did no more you using it again.
Yeah. Is that my man Johnson Bemba?
The man breaking on a hell of a news. Is
that Johnson Bemba?
Anyway, this is Johnson Bemba. And I'm
voices like that.
Let me say good morning to NFL Costa. On hearing that huge news about 2 days ago, quite frankly, I have not have any candidate to support for the 2023 senatorial election of Montserrat County. So I was just fortunate when he made a Facebook.
Well, I'm fortunate, Jackson.
Yeah. Small I seen our head, and I think I am leaning a Costa way.
Thank you,
there's a Costa you have done lost. Let me just recount one. When I advocated for one Mr. Lawrence Ciclo, he came down with prostate cancer at the time, and I took him to GFP. I have not known him, he's no relative to me, but we accidentally within in connection. So I was able to fool in on the show And that day, I can recall, he provided 25,000 Liberian dollars towards his treatment. And I took the old man there along with his wife. But unfortunately, he struggled with the prostate, where the treatment is so costly, and there were no sufficient funds, so he passed. So you've been doing good for people. Your record will show, it will prove, and I can see in the direction that you have overwhelmingly won my support, because looking beyond the horizon of 2023, absolutely I see no candidate. Sir Joseph will not be a match, because Sir Joseph has been a monumental figure. We need more of an advocate representative. We need people who will advocate for people. We need people who will go to America and bring Washington and in the end, our folk have no use for it. We don't want lawmakers in no time will build 150 rooms for private university. We need to start investigating where you go all the resources from. Where you get people all the resources to build private hospitals, private universities. That's what we intend. So when we start in 2023, we'll be working with you. Then we begin the investigation of how. I just need to answer our questions. Oh, next to God, they are graduate.
Where you got the money from to be building university left and right?
Yeah, exactly. The president building private university, private hospital. Where you getting all the money for? So we need to retire and definitely small account board. We are made up our mind and will support Henry Petro Costa to retire Sir Joseph, and Sir Joseph will be investigated as to where he got all the money from to build 100 room university, private university, and 100 room a private hospital. We will investigate. We tell people that is not deal with the president at the detriment of our nation. To conclude on the show last year, I was thinking about when that lady was talking about morality. You are being somebody who have been insulting women and all kind of stuff. I said, wow. I was wondering as a word, she has have respect for herself. Because if you want for people to take you serious, and you want to talk about morality, you want to talk about decency. If you want to say all that you're a decent woman, you should not even have an interview with Prophet Key. Man, any decent woman will not sit down on a widely listen to platform to have interview with Prophet Key. You saw already. You lost your decency. The 2 I was shocked when they start on that show when Prophet Key the last time he appeared. I said, what wrong with this with me? What wrong with me on this phone call? I spoke on this phone show. Are they decent women? If you not even appear on the show to be crazy or examine Prophet Key. That's how you preserve decency. If you're a decent woman, you will not have to put, because your interview with Prophet Key, you put money. And you know why they need Prophet Key to play on the social media. When you have to say, I was doing Prophet Key, and you compare Prophet Key and the Costa, then what better? Costa is far more better than Prophet Key. And you can have a couple, elaborate couple, you interview with Prophet Key, then you're a decent woman. Not decent woman. Because not decent woman is supposed to be. So don't be moved. You have to pay to support you. What I will need to be in touch, inbox you. I got some information to share, but each time, I start getting your personal number to reach you up quickly. Now, and same Costa.
Take a picture of Jackson Pemba's number and send it to me.
So, thank you so much. You can come on, and we'll do our best. And where we reside in our way to making sure that you get majority of the food. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, my brother.
Thank you so much, brother Jackson Pemba. Jackson Pemba is one of those people who we used to. Jackson has been a great contributor to the show for years, and in fact, I had even forgotten the incident Jackson Pemba is talking about, with the elderly man, peace to his ashes. One day, Jackson called and said this man was sick and needed treatment. Jackson didn't even know the man. Jackson is a good human being. That's what a good human being does. A good human being, when they see another person in a desperate situation, in a bad situation, they will help anyhow they can, any little way they can. And so Jackson took upon himself and reached out, and we provided $25,000 for him to take that man. It was many years ago. I don't even remember. Let's go back and take some more calls. Thanks for bringing that up, Jackson. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Josh.
Yeah,
good morning, Pedro. This is Thomas Asumano from Baltimore. I just want to
good morning.
the candidacy for the senatorial race in Monserrato Cup 2023. And I want to agree with Jesse Binda. Mariah sat down on Spoon Talk Show and talked with Perfect Key. And Mariah is telling you that he are insulting women, and she can sit with Prophet Key and discuss national issue with Prophet Key. Where is Mariah? Where was she when Eva Morgan took money from brochures? Has she come out to speak against Eva Morgan? And she come here to tell you that you insulting women? There are women in Liberia that are abusing people. They have never come out to talk against them. And then she come here to say insulting women. Who are the women insulting? COP under your leadership have done much in that country there. When the epidemic broke out, COP donated thousands of masks. COP donated oxygen tank. Where were Mariah and her leaders? What did they do during the pandemic? And then she would come here and castigate you. These are the people that are spoiling our country. They call themselves lawyers. They don't speak for the poor people. They only want what they can get. But leader, we support you. We will carry you 2023. And from today, my leadership as COP chair in Maryland will begin to campaign vigorously and will connect with the Minnesota Chairman Maurice Duclair. We will start to work. You are going to be elected as senator for Monserrato County. Sir Joseph there are corrupt in that country. They must show us where they got their money from to buy all those buses building university. Where was Sir Joseph's job before Joshua election? Where was he working? Where was his salary? That he had getting all those properties. Liberian people don't like honest people. Leader will support you and will carry 2023. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, Chairman Ansumana. George, let me just throw something in there quickly. Jason Kpangba struck a good point, which was buttressed by Chairman Thomas Ansumana. How did Sir Joseph get all our money? Overnight. Okay, he was in the legislature when Ellen was there, right? He was there. He's been in the legislature since 2012, but he didn't build universities. No, he didn't. But he's building universities. He owns a construction company. He owns all of these things. So it is not his salary. So where does he get all our money from? It's corruption money. It's our country's money that they're stealing. That's how they're building all those things. And let me tell you something. When you hear some of these people talk about, you don't respect women, there are some women, because of their privilege and their education and their position, they think they are better than the other women. The women we are associated with, that we support, that we help, the ordinary women, they are not people in position using their power to abuse other people. We're not talking about, you talking about Eva Mappy Morgan. Eva Mappy Morgan was investigated by the judicial inquiry committee set up by the Supreme Court. The investigation report is there. That Mappy Morgan is a criminal. That she must account for Amos brochure says $3 million. The report is there. We took that advocacy for years. That woman destroyed Amos Brochures, a hard-working businessman, destroyed his life, took his money, and she said she gave the money to the other. How can we be in court? Two parties fighting over something. You froze my account. While the case is still in court, you take all my money and you say you give it to the other party while the case is still in court. The Judicial Inquiry Committee investigated her and they said she was wrong. She violated the man's rights. She must produce the man's money. That the kind of woman that lady can support her. She said, women, Liberian women, you will not hear her supporting Liberian women whose rights are being abused. So, Liberian women, like the women we raise money for to empower them to do business, like our grandma who we raised $200,000 for to go do a fire code business, she will not talk for that kind of woman. You will not hear her talking for the Omar on Camp Johnson Road who we bought flour for and oil to do a donor business. You know, you're all talking about the women who raise $500,000 for $500,000 Liberian to send their children back to school. That's the kind of women she will talk for. She will talk for the bad women who are her mentor. And she said it proudly that even Mappy Morgan is her mentor. How can such a bad woman be a mentor? The woman was investigated and they found her guilty. The report is there. They say she will get the man his money back up to now. They said they must suspend her. Suspend her. We can suspend. How can you recommend a suspension of somebody who takes $2-3 million US from somebody? And you say they must suspend the woman. All the bad thing you said she did. You said they must suspend the woman. That the kind of woman that thing can support her. You must respect me. Then I must be there. To say, Hosanna, you must cost me. And I must say, I'm going to be nice. Oh, yeah, you be costing me. I'm going to be nice to you. Let me tell you something. Plenty of these people, they don't care about you. They care about their friends. They care about their buddies. Some people, they say the Congo people bad, the Congo people bad. Let me tell you something. They got bad Congo people, they get bad native people. Me, I half and half, and I'm proud of that. Let me tell you something. When some people learn book and they got late privilege, they feel it better than their friend. Plenty of people that have the feel. The only people they can talk for are people who they won't be like. How you look at Mappy Morgan and say that you're a role model? And you probably openly say that. The woman who is a judge, he has been investigated and found guilty of taking $3 million from somebody's bank account. You say that you're a role model. You good person? You good person? I will talk in a real Liberian way. You good person? You not talk for the poor women there in Liberia who suffer. You not talk for them. You talk for powerful women there who are using their power to step on other women there. That the women there, that your role model there. That your role model. How can even Mappy Morgan be a role model? So Mariah telling you that what she won't be, that woman she won't be like, that role model. Can't sit down there and be talking nonsense to me. I will not support you. Who? You're not nothing. If Ellis Cummings, if I were to say today I want to support Ellis Cummings, but I want you to fire Mariah, what do you think Ellis Cummings will do? If I were to say Alexander Cummings, I will support you today, but my condition is fire the girl. What do you think you will do?
She'll be the first on the list.
If I say, Mr. Cummings, I will support you today, but fire the girl right now, I will support you. He will fire her. You know why he will fire her? He will fire her because he knows she not bring that into the table. You salary employee. You salary employee. You not bring nothing to the table. You just you Cummings are not bad men, but these people they around him. Yeah. So now I feel sorry for Mr. Cummings. So now when you're a leader, when you're not careful, you surround yourself with a bunch of sycophants who don't tell you the truth. How can you stand up there and think you myself on the same level? In Liberia, we're not boasting you, but we have earned our stripes. We have paid the price. The Liberian people know me. They know my weaknesses. I say I not get weaknesses. I get plenty of weaknesses. And the people know my weaknesses because they have followed me for 10 years. They know my weaknesses, but they also know my heart. The people can judge you. They will look at you. They'll say, Costa got a problem. He got a problem. He got a problem. Yes. But Costa got the other way. The other good thing in him. The other good thing. They know our good side and our bad side. They've weighed us left, right, back, front. And they've seen us. And they know where we are. So that's why they support us. So go take bad women there and make them a role model. We will follow good people, people who have not hurt the Liberian people, people like Joe Boakai, people who have only wanted to serve, people who left power with nothing, no money. And some of you be laughing at him. When Joe Boakai told you, I said he can take loan from the bank to do a little business and thing there, you were laughing at him. So you don't want a leader that can take money, that can leave government and not have money and go take loan from bank and turn it around and do business and pay the bank back. And the leader you be laughing at will live in this country. You see that car I'm driving, what they say, oh, Costa bought big car. What kind of big car? You know, I pay for that car every month. I pay $660 US a month. That my auto loan there, that my loan $660 US every month. I gotta pay on our car because that is what America is. You gotta have the money to put down cash. And that car, they get me for 5 years. I will pay for that car. If I log it, I can pay. Or I put what I put now. I put some money down. I will not tell you how much I put down on the car. And every month I pay $660 US. 3 months from now, I will go refinance the car. You know, you got refinance. The interest rate was high, or 11% will go to different bank where we get it for 5-6%, so they can reduce it. So this is America. They say, oh, the man drive big car. That America. You gotta pay for a cash. We can have that same thing in Liberia. Sika Motors, they're doing it. You want car now, go to Sika Motors. You can drive away with a brand new vehicle. You pay $500-$600 a month. Right in Liberia, Sika Motors. So I drive that car. They're not even brand new car, but I like it. I'm happy with it because I know where I'm coming from. If I can afford to drive that one there, I tell God, thank you. The better one will come tomorrow. I'm not jealous of nobody. You got to pay cash. You gotta pay cash. So you sit down there, you'll be fighting me. They love the people God for me. We're coming in the show now. They love the Liberian people God for me. They love my own man and get for me. You can't do nothing about it. You know, my brother Mike Fire David, they reminded me of a young man we helped a couple of years ago that Mike Fire David introduced me to. A young man called Emmanuel Jacona. Yeah, Emmanuel, he graduating. Daily ball rare. And you see the picture, those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, yeah, the picture here. You see the Chinese writing behind him? This little boy needed plane ticket to go to China. He had a full scholarship. You see the ball picture? Yeah, the picture showing you. Yeah, graduation. I come in to post it. You see, I go, yeah. Jacona in 2017 or 2018, he got a scholarship to go to China to study computer science. A scholarship to go to China to study computer science. Poor boy. He never have money. Yeah, boy. My father just sent me the thing. Yeah, the beginner graduate. His parents now have money to buy the plane ticket. You know what it means? You get scholarship to go to China to get BSc in computer science. Your parents now get money to buy plane ticket for you to go. My father, I went to a church that they said, my man, you gotta help the picking. I said, no problem. The picking needed 1,000, I think 1,400, $1,500. We were able to raise, I think 1,700 or 1,800. We raised extra $200 for the picking to put in your pocket. You say that charity, but we helped to change somebody's life because that young man would have forfeited the scholarship. He was almost close to losing the scholarship if he had not gone. Today, Emmanuel Jacona has graduated with his BSc in computer science. Yesterday he graduated. I will post a picture. God gave us a gift to use it to help people. How do you think I feel? I feel proud. I am happy. I'm happy that boy now graduated. I know him. Where I know him from? I know him from nowhere. But a human being. That's somebody child. That's somebody who can come back, who can change his family's life. So the little thing we could do to help for him to go and benefit from that scholarship, we did it. Had we not bought that plane ticket, had we not begged our people to raise money for him, do you think that boy would have been able to go to China, to go to school and get his degree? It's possible he might not have been. You think to get $1,700 for a poor family? I know I was a poor man, a poor family to get 1,700 US to buy plane ticket. That God will keep using us to touch other people's lives. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine everywhere we go. Let it shine. Ellie Paul, if you will support me, you ANC woman, but you know you love your custom business. You will support me. All I think doing. What is your experience in government said? What is your experience at Joseph getting government? Sir Joseph educated equal to me. The boy I know Sir Joseph know it. It's not a small boy in my head. I can just go so A in school. The thing and the idea then in my head, you know it. So don't talk about Beneo because you want me Sir Joseph seeing now. Ellie Paul, you know you're supporting me. You know you my guy. You know he's supporting me. Experience, Paul. I have a bachelor's degree in government and public policy. You know why I did government and public policy? Because I was preparing myself. I'm finishing my master's degree at the end of October. Graduation, they push the graduation to June 4th, but I'm finishing in October. The last time I posted my grade sheet, now Ellie, you saw the thing. I so A bar, so A. How you want message just see, man? You want to talk about Bob Bennett? I need a small boy, no. You know, one thing I know about Bob Bennett, you're not gonna get money or be from money family to no book. When I used to be hungry and I get food to eat, I used to be reading book. The thing I get taught today that the boy I know from way back, self-education. Before I went to school to college, I already knew book. So don't go to Bob Bennett because you won't miss out. You just see now. Don't go to Bob Bennett because the bow in the hair and a small bow. Bob Bennett, you're not going to come from a rich family to know bow. You see the picking? Emmanuel Jacona, BSc from a university in China. So I get bow in the hair. And one thing they can never talk about, because I know nothing. All my detractors there, because of that criminal, because of that day, because of that, they can't go to the Bob Bennett because the bow in the hair and a small bow in the hair. You talk about experience? What about experience? I have built businesses. I have managed people. Yeah, George Ware, one of my brothers. George working one day. George, how long you been working with me now?
Since 2012, we've been in this struggle together.
When George came to me, he go and I'm be like this. George was slim, but these people, God has used me to impact their lives. So many lives. Ellie Paul, you know you my guy. When we're to raise the money, you better send your contribution. Talking about booping it. You want to tell me when I send the floor to go deal with a bugger there?
Let me just only them. So they want to love along for the States.
Who? Take the last call. We have to go. Our very last caller.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yep.
On the line.
Yes, my brother.
Yes, we can hear you.
Morning, Costa. This is Abraham calling from New Jersey. No, Costa, don't hide your head. Mariah don't have job. You don't have no way to do that. You think in Liberia. The lawyer that you get, every day the people killing and coming. You understand? Mariah got nothing to do. Why she have been doing for the Liberian people? They don't want to take government job to do something for Liberian people. And the business extension is no more on his platform. Is that the guys also ANC people to farm?
Okay.
But this election is for the Liberian people. This election is for the Liberian people. You understand?
Okay, my brother, thank you.
And let's talk about Slow. He's another.
Well, these are our opportunities, man. Their whole life is just looking for it on the Liberian people.
I don't need it on Liberian people. So we don't care.
Okay, my brother, thank you very much, George. We have to leave it there. Folks, I told you months ago, I'm not bothering Mr. Cummings. I'm not. I will sell my candidate, Joe Boakai. I'm not fighting with y'all. All of y'all will be causing me. Y'all be causing me that your business. I will stay the course. I will continue to do what we do, fight for our people, and promote our candidate. We're not bothering Mr. Cummings. But y'all know I've been done with that long time. Been done with that long time. Yeah. Thank you so much. God bless you and have yourselves a beautiful, blessed day. I'm Henry Pedro Costa. Yes, your next senator for the great county of Montserrat. God bless you. Bye-bye.